Hi everyone, welcome back to Kinga's World. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that I will never become a famous YouTuber because my camera is shit. The light is shit because I record in the evening when I get home from work. So there's no daylight and I don't have expensive lights. And I don't make any effort. I just look like a bag of poo. But hey, I promised you videos at least once a week. And I'm trying to stick with it. I'm trying to make a video every week. So today's video was supposed to be on my weight loss and all that crap, but then I've decided nope. So, as you can guess from the title, thank you next. I'm so fucking thankful for my ex. I'm not a massive fan of Ariana Grande. I've never really connected with any of her songs. Nothing against her. I think she's got amazing voice. Like honestly, girl, she's amazing. But I've just never been a massive fan. Maybe I just never listened to many of her songs. But I've heard some time ago, Thank You Next. And I was like, well, it's nice. And then a few days ago, this song just came up on my suggestions on YouTube and stuff like that. And since then, I've been obsessed with this song. It's been playing on my phone quite a lot, especially when I'm walking home from work. It's a really good tune to walk to. But that song inspired me because I'm actually fucking grateful to all my exes that I've learned something from them. So this song is not going to be bashing the song. This video inspired by the song. I'm going to cut my hair off in a minute. But this video expired. I should start really editing my videos and making bloopers because I'm hilarious. So this video is not going to be bashing my exes. I've actually learned quite a lot from all these motherfuckers that I've dated. I'm happily married. I love my husband to bits, even though he's an annoying asshole sometimes. But I love him to bits. But. Even he was one of my exes for a while, and I've learned something from him. I learned that you have to wait to hear that, because let's start from the beginning. First of all, I'm not going to be talking about every single one of my exes here, because I'm not Shane Dawson. I cannot make you interested in 47 minutes episodes. Plus, some of them are not even worth mentioning. I will just mention the ones who I'm thankful to for teaching me things and making me a woman that I am today. So, first there was, I can't sing. So, first there was, and I was really tempted to use the real name, so no, but I don't even know how it's gonna go. So first one was my first love. My first teenage love. The guy that I loved more than anyone. And that I thought that I was going to grow old with him and have a bunch of children, the house with the white picket fences and a happy family. I learned from him how to love. I've learned how to care about another person. I've learned some other things from him as well, but let's say he was perfect for my teenage self. He was perfect. And this is the one person that I can honestly say, hand on heart, I fucked up. And I fucked up big time. I fucked up because my teenage self got drunk. And I kissed his close friend. We're talking about 16, 17-year-old teenager. So not only I kissed his friend, I told him about it. I think I wrote him a letter. So later I found out that it was a funny setup because his friend's girlfriend had a cousin who was in love with him or whatever, and they've decided that if they break us up, they can be together. Funny, huh? So I told my ex that, and he broke up with me. My heart was broken. I wanted to jump out of my balcony. I spent the whole summer crying and drinking very, very, very cheap vodka. If you're in UK, I think it's a kind of the same shit as Chekhov. I learned from him what heartbreak is, and I'm pretty sure that how my heart was broken is nothing compared to how his heart was broken, because I broke his heart being a bitch kissing his friend. And so I've learned from him that stupid decisions have consequences, and that you have to pay for your mistakes. Without getting too deep in the story, later on in my life, he came back to my life, and I left someone who I was with because of him, and a few months later he left me. I guess he still couldn't forgive my teenage mistake, or he just wasn't really into it. I kind of let him toy with my feelings for quite a few years, and I don't think it was malicious. I don't think he did that to hurt me. I just think that I wasn't the person, and he wasn't the person that we both were when we fell in love as teenagers, and I think deep inside he never forgave me for kissing his best friend. Even though I was drunk, I was just walking to my tent and the dickhead stood in front of me and kissed me. Whatever. So for a very long time I thought that this person was going to be in my life forever, and he's going to be my husband in the future. So then, yeah, and as I say, he kind of picked me up and dropped me a few times in my life. Every time I was as heartbroken as I was the first time as a teenage girl. Every time I spent months on the floor crying, listening to depressing songs. Shame that Ariana Grande's Thank You Next wasn't around that time. Maybe I would get over him quicker. But what I've learned from him wasn't just what the heartbreak is and how to deal with the heartbreak, is that at some point you have to fight for yourself. And with this being picked up and dropped quite a few times by him, I've decided that I need to get away to find myself and to see if I can love someone else, or if there is someone else out there who could love me. And I've decided to come here to UK for the summer in 2007 to have a little break. And then while being here, I've decided that I'm going to stay here for a year to have a break from uni and everything else. And the main reason was I wanted a break from having my heart broken again and again. God, I just to say like how bad I was and how crazy I was. I lived with that guy in like the shared flat in one room for almost a year, and we were not together. And I heard him talking about other girls. I freaking slept with him. You know what I mean? I was there and I was ready, and I was just hoping that he would just love me like I loved him. So when I decided to stay here for a year, which turned into 12 years now, I am grateful to him, because in a way, because he didn't just decided to be with me and maybe waste a few more years of his life and my life, he made me decide, like, you know what, you are worth more than just waiting for someone and begging someone to love you. The way he was with me, and as I say, I will always love him. He's going to be a very special person in my life. But I learned from him, or from the way he was with me, that I have to, said someone, you have to just stand up for yourself and just go and try to find your own happiness, because you can't force someone to be happy with you, and you can't force someone to make you happy. So that's what I learned. That was the most valuable lesson I've ever learned from any of my exes. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to him that he did not try to stop me. at some point, part of me hated him for not trying to stop me and not trying again. But I'm so fucking grateful that because he decided that we can't be together, I found the strength in me to start my new life, thousands miles away from home, from my family. And I've been here for 12 years now, and I love being here. So he's been a quite long one about my first one of my serious exes, but he was a very important person in my life. Shame that we lost contact now, but I will always love him as a very, very special person. The next ex that I've learned something from is one that we're going to call a donkey. And yes, donkey has something to do with his anatomy. I'm going to pause on that and let you think. Yes, he was a donkey. So Donkey was a sex addict. And I'm not joking. I'm not saying Donkey was someone who just liked sex. No, Donkey had 3 girlfriends on the go, or more at the same time. He will spend night with me, very nice night. Then he will go to work, and then on his way home, he will stop by me, and another girl, and then he would have another girl to stay overnight. How did he manage to keep working, keep his job, and have energy to do anything? I don't know. But that was a donkey. So I was young, and I was naive, and I was like 22 years old. I was like a year after I came here. He wasn't the first guy I was seeing here, but he was the first significant person. So what I learned from Donkey is that two can play that game. So at first I was naive, and I believed that Donkey was working super long hours and working really hard, and just not having much time for me. And then I've learned that Donkey was a cheating, lying asshole. So what I did, every time Donkey cheated on me, I did exactly the same. Yes, that was during my holidays, but they were not massive holidays, but they were a bit of holidays. So I did the same thing to Donkey. The only difference is I called Donkey God knows how many times. Donkey never caught me. Donkey never guessed that I was seeing other people. So I learned from Donkey how to be sneaky. Why, some people might ask, I kept seeing Donkey? Because he was a donkey. He was a funny guy. Had lots of fun with him. When we were good, we were good. So I learned from Donkey that if man can go and have fun, you don't have to sit and cry and forgive him. You can go and do exactly the same thing. And I had my payback when months after we broke up, after, breakup diet and breakup haircut and all the change, I went to see him one night. We got really drunk, because drinking vodka was our thing, and Donkey was like his usual charming self, we should try again, and I love you, I should have never cheated on you. And I said to Donkey, do you remember when that time you wanted to see me and I said I was busy? I was with someone else, and then I've cheated on you quite a few times, Donkey. So Donkey did teach me something really, really bad. Donkey did teach me how to be cheat and a player and a liar. Is that a good thing to learn? Long run? Not really, but I've learned that if men can do shit to you, you can do shit to men too. And I'm pretty sure Donkey, when I told Donkey what I've been up to, Donkey was more heartbroken, or at least he looked more heartbroken than I was when I started finding out that he was cheating. Fun fact, up until 2 years ago, Donkey kept popping in and out of my life. Every year or two he will start messaging and calling me, checking up on me, asking if I'm single or if I want to meet up for fun. So as I said, Donkey, I had to disappear for a minute because my storage was getting low on my camera. So I learned from Donkey how to stand up for myself in a way and say, you know what, you want to do your shit, I'm gonna do my shit. You want to go out and have fun, I'm gonna go out and have fun. Two can play that game. At that time, my cover photo on Facebook was this quote, you think you're a player, nice to meet you, I'm coach. And that's how I live my life for a very short period of time. Then, after Donkey, there were some not very significant people in my life. And after Donkey, I've met someone who I thought was going to be the one. For fuck's sake, I was planning to marry that guy. Charming, lovely, cute, sweet Gambian boy. I was with him for a long time. I'm trying to think how much I can say or how much I want to say. Well, he didn't have a visa when I met him. That should be a first red flag. He was also weed smoker, and I mean lots of weed, and a lazy bum. But he was charming. Oh my god, he knew all the right words. He knew how to sweet talk me into doing whatever, to lend him money, to pay the rent. I was a fucking idiot. He had his odd cash in hand job, so he kept up with bills and the rent and all that, and most of the time. Oh, actually, a few months after we met, when I told him, like, I'm not your fucking cash point. I fucking stayed with him for way too long. Yeah, it still annoys me. He's the guy that I got pregnant with twice. I'm not gonna get into the story here, because if you watch my channel, you know that I've lost both babies. And a second one was after I found out that he's been cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend. Just for fun. But what I've learned from him is not just that you should never be with a broke-ass bum who is a drug addict and illegal, and most probably only ask you to marry him because he wanted a visa. Which he by the way got finally, I think, pretending that he's homosexual and he's too scared to go back to his Muslim country because he's scared that they're going to murder him. Well done. All that while living with girlfriend and a child that they had together. But I'm so fucking thankful for my ex, because what I learned from him, as I said, not how not to be with a bum and an idiot who is a walking cash point, but I've also learned, and this might sound really, really weird for some of you, but you know how much I want a baby. You know how much me and my husband want a baby and how hard we're trying to get one. When I had a miscarriage, first one was very unexpected. I didn't even really know that I was pregnant until like day before the miscarriage. Second one, without going to my detail, I found out day before I found out that he's been cheating on me, so I didn't tell him. Then I flew to Poland for 3 weeks for Christmas, and then I lost the baby. So he found out after I had a miscarriage when I told him, you motherfucker. That's what he did. But what I learned from him is that, and without sounding weird, I really, really want to have a baby, but I am grateful in the to God or whatever power that was looking out for me that I did not have these babies. Because if I was pregnant and I carried to term and had these babies, or at least one of them, this man would be in my life for the rest of my life. I would have to co-parent with him, and my kids would be half siblings with a child that the woman that he is with him now carried, and I cannot stand the pair of them. Not just because he cheated and she's a bitch, for various reasons, but oh, sorry guys, little malfunction. But you know, I don't really edit my videos, so it's just gonna stay like this. Bear with me a second. So what I learned from him is that even though that loss was painful, and sometimes I think if I didn't lose these babies, at least I would have two now, and I wouldn't be going through, maybe I would I would still be going through this, trying for a baby with my husband, but maybe I wouldn't be, maybe it would be easier because I would have a baby. But I've learned that even though that loss, and I know that it's quite controversial opinion, because like I am not like pro-abortion and all that. I would never terminate pregnancy, but after I lost these babies and I finally got my shit together and moved on, I realized that it was the best thing that could have happened to me. This man was gone. He was out of my life, even though he tried to be in my life for a while longer. But I didn't have to talk to him. The minute I've decided he's gone, he's gone. So I learned valuable lesson from him. I've learned that you don't have to put up with someone's crap. You can leave when someone disrespects and cheat. And I've learned that sometimes losing something very precious, very important, in a long run works out the best for everyone. After that was my 50 Cent lookalike, another long relationship. Not much to say about him, really, because for the first few months of our relationship, we didn't talk much because he didn't really speak much English. And up until the end of our relationship, we didn't really have any meaningful conversations. What I learned from him was that when someone bullies you and someone disrespects you and someone destroys your self-esteem, you have to say enough is enough and walk away from that relationship. So he was in general a lovely guy, and he had a shitty job with not great money, and I had a shitty job as well, but I was working all the hours I could give, so I was earning quite a bit of money, but I was taking overtime constantly and working 12, 13, 14 hours a day, and he constantly kept complaining about his job and how much he hated it and that he never had money, but he never liked taking overtime or doing anything extra, and kind of resented me for the fact that I was making more money than he did. Random, isn't it? At some point he got depressed, which I didn't know at that time that he was depressed, but he started being really mean, and I have not even realized that he started being really mean. But I was gaining weight because of my underactive thyroid and polycystic ovaries and all that, and but he was very, very shitty with pointing out that I'm getting fat and I'm ugly, and if I would dress up nicely for a night out, he would basically say, "Are you wearing this? You're looking like shit." And it took, and that's why I'm gonna always have a soft spot for Hollyoaks. It took Hollyoaks, and there was a storyline. It was about 6 years ago, so I don't remember which one, but there was a storyline about someone being abused by the partner, and at some point there was an episode where the guy said to the girl, like, "Are you wearing this? You're basically looking like shit, and you ugly, you fat, you," and he said all those things to her, and I was like, fucking dickhead, like, he's abusing her, how can he say that? And then I stopped and realized that this is what I've been living with every day for the past 6 or 7 months. And that's not okay. And this relationship ended shortly after. A few months later, I found out that, as he said he was depressed. He actually sought help, and he was really sorry. But I've learned that there's no point to sticking with the abusive relationship, and that nobody have right to disrespect you, treat you like that, and tell you that you're not worth anything just because they don't feel like they worth anything. And I know now that people depressed and with mental illness sometimes happen to do it, but we all have to know that we don't have to like stand it. We don't have to stay in this kind of relationships. So I've learned that from him. And the last ex that I'm thankful to is my current husband, who was my ex for a few months. I'm thankful to him for millions of things. I'm the woman I am because of him. But one thing I learned from him is that if you love someone, you fight for them. This guy fought for me for months. When I dumped him for no reason really, well, there was a reason, but we could have worked it out. But when I dumped him, because I thought that there is no way we can sort it out, and I went and did see someone else a few times, and I treated him like shit. He was coming to my house and I was telling him to fuck off. He was telling me he loves me and I was just telling him that I don't care. And he stayed and he fought for me for months until he finally said he will leave me alone. And then a few days later I've decided, oh my god, I miss him like crazy. And then I went back and he was there waiting for me with his arms open, and we both realized that we have to be together because we love each other so much. So I learned from him that you've got to fight for the person you love, and if you feel that someone is worth it, you give it everything and you fight with all your heart. So it's funny, some people say that my husband actually will take the shortest part of this video, but I've learned the most valuable lessons from him, and his word and completely like separate video just for him, which I am going to make because I'm thankful for thousands of things that he did for me. But he did teach me that I am worth being loved. I am worth like for someone to fight for me. I am worth, I am myself, and I am worth being loved and cared for and all that. But as I said, I learned a valuable lesson from all my exes. So this is my super long half-an-hour video inspired by Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Well, I won't be singing Thank You Next anymore because I'm so fucking grateful for all my exes, but I'm staying with my husband, the one who did teach me the most. So if you survive this half-an-hour video, you have no choice. You have to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because if you stayed here for half an hour and you have not died of boredom, you must be weird and you deserve to be a part of Kinga's world. Thanks for watching. Bye.